Mainstream science today is predicated on causality, that is, cause and effect. This means that every event that occurs had to have had an event before that caused the event to occur. So according to mainstream science, the Earth exists because dust particles slowly forged and built upon each other over billions of years. But the forging of dust particles was caused by a massive dispersal of gases and energy in the early years of the universe. But this massive dispersal was caused by something called the Big Bang. But the Big Bang was caused by... what caused the Big Bang? Apparently scientists don't know what caused the Big Bang. It actually makes sense, because even if they did know what happened prior to the Big Bang, causality, that is, cause and effect, would require that something also happened before the thing that caused the Big Bang, and something else before that, and before that, and before that, and on into a regressive infinity. So what does this mean? Causality, cause and effect, as a means to understand the origins of the universe simply does not work, because every event that happened had to have had an event before that caused it to occur. Thus, there can be no such thing as a true beginning, because even when you think you found the beginning, there had to have been an event before that caused that beginning to occur. And so science, understandably, likes to use causality as a way to avoid mysticism, because science is opposed to the idea of something coming from nothing, which goes against a material-based view of the world. But causality is one of the most mystical, metaphysical, and superstitious notions ever thought of. What could be more mystical, metaphysical, and illogical than a world of cause and effect? But this cause and effect goes on forever and never actually has an initial cause or true beginning. And because it doesn't have a true beginning, that means that at one point something had to have come from nothing, or it simply goes on forever into a regressive infinity, both of which contradict all standards of logic that science depends on for most of its conclusions and scientific methodologies. What could be more mystical and metaphysical than that? It seems scientists, if anything, are the great mystics of our time. Now, some might argue that prior to the Big Bang, time did not exist, and thus there was no such thing as cause and effect. But I think it's a bit of a cop-out, because if you're going to say time did not exist prior to the Big Bang, then it's almost as if you're admitting that there is a very mystical, non-linear, non-causal realm of existence beyond the confines of this time-space universe that we live in. So even if you do claim that there was no time prior to the Big Bang, and hence there was no need for a cause that caused the Big Bang, by definition, you're kind of admitting that there is a very mystical, at least currently non-understandable realm of existence beyond the confines of the current realm we live in. And in that case, if anything, that is an admission of things that cannot be explained through scientific causality. Now, I'm not advocating any spiritual or religious views, but I think science and the scientific community needs to be careful not to become the new religion in its closed-mindedness. There is an inherent flaw, a logical flaw in the concept of causality that has to be addressed. And as long as you're going to narrow-mindedly dwell within the subset of a causal-based world, you are shutting yourself out to the expansive possibilities beyond our current paradigm of understanding. In a world of causality, I have to ask, what caused science to become so close-minded?